Didn't you help
Yeah, it
contribute
is.
paying
All
us?
right, we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to episode 17, part two of the Frontline Black News. I'm your host, Che and Kruma. I'm joined by my other host, Seduction Doll, aka Brandy. And our guest tonight is Shabaka Sankori of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, of which I am the co-host of, and also we are joined with our other guest, Ramel Understanding, who is a political prisoner in the Carl State Mental Hospital. So for tonight, we are going to discuss several things. We did an episode last night, but the internet, Facebook is on that bullshit. So it's either the internet or Facebook was on that bullshit. So we're back again with part two of episode 17, where we were discussing Tangibles 2021, Bill Cosby's release, the MLB All Star Game, unhoused sweeps, vaccines, the Delta variant, COVID, racial slurs on cars, and yeah, we already did the legalization of marijuana, give us our harvest, and of course the 4th of July, of which it is today. So I'm gonna start us
The
off with
fourth of their
tangibles
lives.
of their lie, of July, of bullshit. We
Shit
were
was
not,
celebrated.
our
Right.
ancestors were enslaved on this day. So there's nothing for us to be celebrating. So we're going to get into all that tonight, Black family. Um, so first, I'm going to start us off with tangibles. Tangibles. In 2020, we pushed the agenda of tangibles, getting something specifically for our votes. We're done voting just to be voting. If we're going to vote, we're going to demand something tangible for our vote. And if you don't know what tangible means, that means something that's concrete, something that's substantive, something that can be counted, measured, etc. Not symbology. Don't confuse it with symbolism. Symbolism is something that makes you feel good. This is something that is can be touched and felt.
Not like that
It's
Juneteenth shit.
not symbolic reparations,
Mm-hmm.
tangible reparations. And we are demanding $100 trillion for past, present, and future atrocities that continue to be brought against our people. And we're not letting up. So it's 2021, and we're still pushing the agenda of tangibles. And we're going to keep pushing it into 2022, 2023, 2024, when the next presidential election is, and so on and so forth. This is going to be a marathon, not a sprint, family. This is going to be a generational long fight. Thank you to our one viewer that's tuning in. Um, we're going to continue to demand something specifically for us. That's for foundational Black Americans, American descendants of slavery, the people that built this country. There will be no United States of America on this 4th of July without our blood, sweat, and toil. We fought in every single war this country's ever had, including the
Yes, sir.
Revolutionary War. We had people fighting on both sides for the British and for the U.S. We had
Yes, sir.
that damn fool Christic addicts who was fighting to remain a slave, and then you had other people that were fighting to free the United States from uh, England. But at the same time, we were still enslaved. Our ancestors were enslaved. So, family, this is nothing for us to be celebrating.
Correct.
Um,
Yes, sir.
Bill
Mm.
Cosby's release. What are your thoughts on Bill Cosby's release?
Shit, I still heard he's richer than all get out, man. And that pleases me a great deal. I'm glad that he's out. I'm glad that he shouldn't have his ass shouldn't have been in there in the first place. He got a bum rap. He got a bum rap, and he's actually innocent. That's my opinion. I feel like he's innocent, and I just been a fan of fucking Bill Cosby since I was a small kid. So in my eyes, that's like America's father. You know what I mean? Like, what could he
Okay.
have possibly done wrong? He married. He had a nice family. He lived in a house. He was doing. He had work. I mean, that was like America's father right there. So to see that he would be with these horrific ass white women and women that they had to, blackface and shit was is a fucking atrocity. Not to mention, just listening to shout out the Black Authority. Listening to that for like 3 hours, that right there opened my eyes to a lot of shit that I felt like I didn't even know. And in my opinion, I'm glad he's out, and I'm glad he still got his money. I'm glad he
Okay.
still got his money.
Okay,
That's
my
what I'm saying.
recollection of
Go ahead.
Dr. Bill Cosby or Dr. William H. Cosby Jr., as you know, he was an athlete there at Temple University in Philadelphia. Also, too, Dr. Cosby started his career in the early 1960s as a stand-up comedian. Then he did have the Bill Cosby Show. Then he also had another Bill Cosby Show, which was a variety show. But on I Spy series, he was the first black man to star in a leading role in television, and the series I Spy ran from 1965 to 1967, I believe. Then also, too, during the sizzling 60s, as they call it, which is the Black Empowerment era, which is 1966 to 1972. I do not recall Dr. Cosby taking any militant stance, but I do not recall Dr. Cosby crumb bumming on him either. Now, the thing is that you have to understand, Black family, when it comes to Bill Cosby and that era and things of that nature right there, they are omitting certain key factors of the Black empowerment era, and it is very, very important that the generations after me understand this. And of course, we know about the BPP, the Black Panther Party, and what have you. And then there was Sammy Davis Jr., who was an ass scratcher, a coon, who was part of the Rat Pack, and him and Sammy Davis Jr. used to do shows together in this raggedy ass place called Las Vegas, Nevada. And I've lost so much damn money in there, I felt like I built a damn city, but that's beside the point. All right. In addition to, on the fourth of their lies, as Brother Che so eloquently put it, who is the co-host of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, we were still in bondage. We were still brutalized. Our women were still being raped. Our men were still being castrated. Is because we do know that the white woman will go up to the black man and say, well, you better fuck me or I'm going to tell master that you raped me. This is what happened with Dr. Cosby with these trifling, mayonnaise, pink booty, raggedy ass looking trips, and excuse my language, ma'am, who I wouldn't let suck my dog's dick.
Yes,
All right, and I
I
have to put
concur.
it in there
I
like
approve
that.
that message.
Yeah, okay, and I have to put it off in there. I honestly believe that Dr. Cosby was a victim of extortion. Now, the man is 80 years old, not to mention the fact that he was fabulously wealthy and very well known in Hollywood with its fake
He's
ass Fredericks of
83 years
Hollywood.
old.
Yes, sir, 83 years old. And then also, too, it was alleged that Dr. Cosby was trying to purchase NBC. First place, I want to put it out there, since we're public, to all you black ass, rich ass Negroes who figure that you're going to go in there and buy NBC, CBS, Paramount Pictures, or Universal. Get that shit out your mind. It's not going to happen.
Right.
They
Okay?
never sell it to us.
Right. And then on top of it, too, I am Shabaka Sankori and I approve of the damn message. And as I'm looking at this bullshit right now coming from Los Angeles at a place called the Hollywood Bowl, which is right by Universal Studios, and the freeway that you see right there is the US 101. And that there takes you out of Hollywood into the San Fernando Valley, and Ventura Boulevard is your first stop. And Dr. Cosby could have went and picked up any raggedy ass hooker that he wanted, and all he had to do was ride in his limousine. And this support the premise of why he did not have to go up here and drug and rape these raggedy ass looking broads.
And one pill and two shots does it. That's fucking crazy. Yeah,
Yes, sir. And then on top of it, people,
not
let us
drinking that
ask
sober.
ourselves this question in regard to Dr. Cosby. If Dr. Cosby was such this sexual dangerous predator and he used pills to violate this woman, why did they keep going back for more?
Exactly.
I got one word for it. It's called prostitution and extortion.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Ramel,
so therefore they figured that they will extort this man to get their movie parts, get some money out of him. Then, not to mention the fact that Dr. Cosby was married to the same woman for over 50 years. Her name is Camille. And of course,
Mhm.
as you know, Dr. Cosby's son was murdered in that raggedy ass place called Los Angeles, right off the 405 freeway at the Sunset Boulevard exit, which will take you into Bel Air, which will take you into the mansions of your Weinsteins and porno makers who exploit young black women, with 3 and 4 white guys on them and all this old type of shit. And I'm not talking about nothing that I think. I'm not talking about nothing that I
this is
figure. I'm
facts.
talking about what I'm talking about. Because I grew up in the ragged ass city of Los Angeles, and
For
this is
California
why I
too.
say from the bottom of my heart to the president of the Screen Actors Guild, to the mayor of the city of Los Angeles, to all the major studios there who run Hollywood, I have 2 words to say to you for degrading the image of our people and smearing a great man like Dr. Cosby. And those 2 words are simply fuck you. And
Mm.
also, too, I appreciate the heavyweight champion, Muhammad Ali. When they awarded him a star, he said, my star is going to go on the side of a building because ain't nobody going to walk over my name. And the majority of those names on the Walk of Fame, which is Vine Street from Sunset Boulevard to Franklin Avenue, which is the front door of Capitol Records, and then from Orange Avenue down to a street called La Brea is the start of the Walk of Fame, which is right by the Hollywood Freeway. And fuck all you motherfuckers down there as well too for sitting up there allowing yourselves to be pimped, abused, and losing all your money. You say, oh, I want to be a big star. I want to be a big star and all that old shit. So this is why I appreciate Mr. Dave Chappelle, who they tried to blackball from Hollywood because he had used the word faggot, and he had told them that he is not a faggot and he is not a nigger either. So they bar him from using the word faggot, but they would allow him to use the word nigger. So my hat off to Mr. Dave Chappelle for standing up for his.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
they do work hard to get these parts in Hollywood. It is an extremely highly competitive uh, industry. And if you're ever in the city of Los Angeles and they come up to you with this bullshit, well, we need you to do a walk on or we need you to sit for a photograph. The
It was
first thing you
painful.
ask them is, how much are you paying me? And when the motherfucker says, well, we can't give you no pay, but we can give you some exposure, tell him to kiss your ass. Is because after you take this picture or do this walk on, you're going to sign a release saying that they don't owe you no money, but then they could use your imagery indefinitely.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
So this is why I say fuck Hollywood and fuck the whole goddamn city of Los Angeles. Another one of their fourth of you lies, okay? They've been lying to us, ever since they started this bullshit. As Brother Chad pointed out, that we were enslaved in bondage, both in the United States and England and in the Caribbean or in the British Crown colonies, as they call them. So this bullshit, when you sit up there and mislabel yourself, well, I'm a U.S. American citizen. No, your black ass is still property, as Brother Che had enlightened me on with Executive Order 13038, defining an African American as property of the United States.
Brother Ramel has something to say.
Go ahead, Ramel.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. How you doing, family? To the people from my campaign, this is Ramel understanding. I just wanted to say that Cosby was a symbol of the black family, a black father. He's America's dad. And when I think about Bill Cosby, I think about a strong black man who was economically independent, and he was
Yes.
the emblem of economic empowerment for black people because he played the role of a doctor in that show,
Yes.
the Cosby Show.
He wore sweaters well too.
So they're trying to destroy the image of the black man because the image of the black man is the image of God. That's what's going on. And when you see the black man, you see God. And first of all, I just want to pay respects to anybody who deals with knowledge of self because today being the 4th of July, because Jews lies to me, you know what I mean? And, on the 4th of July in 1930, for those who didn't know, W.D. Farad came to North America and started teaching the Nation of Islam out in North America at that time, July 4th of 1930. And anyway, my whole point and my whole purpose of even speaking right now is that, this television bullshit, this entertainment, because all they're doing is enter your mind so they can tame you and domesticate you and motherfucker turn you into a slave, a mental slave, it's all based on bullshit, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's trying to do the opposite of freedom. It's trying to introduce slavery. And freedom is identity, individuality, originality, and authenticity. And I refuse to be assimilated. I just
Yes,
know
sir.
that everybody's going along with. Everybody wants to be a cash cow. Everybody wants to be part of the herd. Everybody wants to do what everybody else is doing. Think for yourself. Get out that motherfucking box that they putting you in. Stop believing in these social engineered ideas. Stop believing in their propaganda. And start thinking for yourself. And start thinking outside the box. Because they got you trapped, brothers and sisters. They got you trapped. They got you thinking about nothing that's realistic, nothing that's tangible. They got you thinking superficial and artificial. And now's the time for you to see that which is official. And that's all I got to say.
Right on, Ramel.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. 100% truth. Undisputed truth. And then also, too, if I might add, to emphasize more of what Brother Ramel was saying, back to Hollywood, is that you have to understand, up to the Civil Rights Act, they did not allow black people to live in Hollywood. A lot of our black entertainers, such as Lena Horne, Count Basie, Sidney Poitier, Ozzie Davis, Ruby Dee, and I would imagine Miss Cicely Tyson as well, too, they could not stay in Hollywood. They had to go on Central Avenue and 45th Street in South Central LA called the Dunbar Hotel. And quite naturally, of course, the city of Los Angeles tore it down when in actuality it should have been declared a damn historical Pan-African landmark. So this just goes to show you of just how much little regard that Hollywood has for your black ass going out there talking about you gonna be a star and all that. All the
It's just another
motherfuckers
way
gonna
of
pick your
pandering
ass.
something. Just another way of pimping
And
the
I hate to
pandering.
say that. Yeah, and keep in mind, I'm not crumb bumming on any of those.
We lost you, Shabaki. You muted yourself.
Yeah, you're on mute.
Shabaki, we lost you.
All right, Ramel, you want to say something? Or we're waiting for Shabaka to unmute? Maybe not.
What about, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry, I accidentally pushed the wrong button. But as I was saying is that I mentioned the Dunbar Hotel. And keep in mind that black people don't control shit in Hollywood. Nothing. Okay? I don't care if it's Billy D. Williams, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby. You see what I'm saying? Because those are some movers and shakers, and that industry has been there for over 100 years. And I was saying is that at one time prior to the 1964 Civil Rights Act, black people could not live in Hollywood or Beverly Hills or Topanga Canyon or Benedict Canyon or Coldwater Canyon or Laurel Canyon, Woodland Hills, or Encino, the majority of the San Fernando Valley, which is on the other side of the Hollywood sign, which is still the city of Los Angeles. After
Mm.
all, there was a division in the San Fernando Valley that made a man by the name of Rodney King very, very famous. That is Foothill Division.
Foothill,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that is still the Los Angeles Police Department with its murdering asses, with its murdering ass tactics. Okay, I read the autobiography called Chief by Daryl Gates. Okay, who was an avid racist who followed in the footsteps of another avid racist by the name of William H. Parker. Yeah, the same motherfucker that they named Parker Center after, which is Los Angeles Police Department headquarters at 150 North Los Angeles Street. And when the verdict came down in the Rodney King case, that's where the infamous line started: "No justice, no peace."
Yeah.
Fuck the police.
Right.
Exactly. Hey, and I could take you in Los Angeles anytime that we reconvene there. I could take you to the corner where they beat the shit out of Rodney King.
Yep.
I could take you to the corner where Marvin Gaye got killed. I could take you to the address on Cielo Drive where the Charles Manson case went down. And that sorry, stinking ass motherfucker had honestly believed that during the time of the black militants, that we would take over as the black militants, but we would be so damn ignorant that we would need Charles Manson to lead us. Fuck Charles Manson.
Mm.
Right.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Say,
Next topic.
What else is up?
What's your next topic?
Yeah, but
Next topic is the MLB All-Star Game, the unhoused neighbor sweeps.
Whoa. Well, that's on me then. Let's just put it this way: that the sweeps continue to go on, and they're going to go on extra hard. It looks like, which I'm going to have to say, I'm pretty proud of my unhoused neighbors for standing their ground and basically just keep moving around and making it a little difficult. Because they're not really getting the money that was promised to them. They're not getting the vouchers. They're not getting the help. You know what I mean? There's the one service provider that wasn't a service provider that is and isn't. That they're not there no more at that facility. People are just getting swept up and replaced with gigantic ass fucking boulders or planters, and that's just no way to treat your city. Let
Or
alone
fences.
or people or what?
Or
Fences.
fences.
Yeah, the fences. When they come in to sweep, they basically cut that shit off within like 4 or 5 blocks with alleys included. They shut you in. So when you do see that, like the first time me and you seen it, right, Jesse? I said I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether the mayor was kidnapping the homeless people or we were going to adopt them. You know what I mean? Because it felt like a little bit of the pound, and it felt like they were getting kidnapped. Like they can't leave this corridor until they pack their shit up and move to the next area where there is no fencing for that time period. It was almost like that's the way out. That's what the mayor wanted. You know what I mean? Because he's in control at the end of the day. He can demand them to not use this and do that and move this, and he is the man of the city, correct? He has all the
Correct.
power. So while he's watching his people that he don't really give a fuck about, I just keep it 100. He don't really give a fuck about them because I know for a fact if I was out sleeping on the street and they move me from one area and he's having lunch in the building across the street at the rescue mission, well, if there's an active sweep, he don't give no fucks, and he didn't give a fuck 3 years ago. He don't give a fuck now. You can put all the movies, music videos out. He ain't hearing a fucking thing. He's just doing what part of it will appease, the masses. Like, we'll go ahead and we'll fund a little a shithole ass, a dive ass fucking motel, and we'll make them into low income housing. We'll call it an experiment, i.e., what I and Jesse had been in. You know what I mean? We got another
Yeah.
one coming up. Look at the stay-in.
Diffusion.
Look at the stay-in, right? The stay-in.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone familiar with Montbello know stay-in is that's the spot. That was my favorite spot to go make money at. I had all them floors and across the street. You know what I mean? That spot is nothing but it had been nothing but people like me, uh, drugs, rats, roaches, no safe room. I mean, there was no that hotel was shit. But now they're gonna make it another functioning place to live, like the experimental program of the fusion. You know what I mean? And they're all gung ho
Yeah.
about it. They're cleaning it up. You know, you see it on the freeway. It's a whole project, and it's to appease everybody. But you got the same 100 motherfucking homeless people. I know I was out there that I keep moving around with. That I had moved around with. I'm not no more. But for the simple fact that I had to go for a couple of days and I was out there with them, these are the same 100 homeless people that are still out in the street. So you mean to tell me? And my comment says, I'm not the smartest crayon in the box, but all the money that keeps coming into this state for our unhoused neighbors, the city council keeps approving, is not being dispersed on the same 100 people I camped with for the last 4 years, and I've only been inside 8 months. That means there's some bullshit going on, some lies. Where's the money at? Where's the receipts? And what the fuck are we really doing? The police are out there looking for straps and motherfucking drug dealers and gang members. They're not there to sweep the houses or sweep the unhoused. The people there that are cleaning up, they're there just to do whatever the mayor says and whatever they're getting paid for, but they really don't want to be there. And you got the service providers who are out there, minus maybe a handful, I'd say maybe top four people that actually are out there doing the job. When they go out and sweep, they actually bring food and they're actually a contributing member of something, and they're actually doing something for the unhoused. Okay, and then you got the showboaters, and those are the people that we know. You know what I mean? They're out there with the camera. They're out there hyping shit up, but you're not really doing shit because you're really moved. You can't get a fucking sleeping bag or a tent out there to save your goddamn life, let alone anybody to feed you or bring food between Monday through Friday from the hours of 6 a.m. till 7 p.m. They go without no water, no food, no nothing. And out here in Denver, it has been, not only has it been raining, but it has been like damn near 90 to almost 100 degrees. I know. For 3 days out there, because I had my own little circumstance, I was out there for 3 days with them. Nobody came to drop them no water. They're out there in the heat. People do die of heat, exhaustion, dehydration, anything.
Heat
Still good
stroke.
summer colds. Okay, shit happens. It's not just the winter that they need to be worried about. It is also not. Hey, you know what? The city of Denver don't got enough motherfucking trees, right? So there's not enough shade for everybody. And since they got to be on active sidewalks with no covering in a hot ass motherfucking Coleman tent that provides no AA, no actual shade to keep them cool, they're out there, man. They're out there. So people are seeing the worst shit now. The shit that they can't just hide. You take the restrooms away from one corner and you leave two somewhere else that's still far for them to get to. So they still have to use the alley. You're not helping. You're still hindering. And in fact, the closer the game gets, the worse it's getting. To the point where the homeless people don't even give a fuck now. They don't care if they fight you in the middle of the street. You're bothering them. They weren't trying to bother nobody. I watched how the city of Denver did not give no fucks about them and let them stay in a filthy, trash-ridden alley. Not just stay in the alley. Hey, fuck it. Out of sight, out of mind, right? Left them in the alley, but didn't come to remove the fucking trash for a whole goddamn week. They let it build up and let them take care of themselves, is what they said on the street. as you have supposed motherfucking gentrifiers walking the street in Curtis Park talking about, oh, I wish they would stop defecating on the street. I wish they would stop leaving needles. I wish they would stop leaving trash. Well, you know what? I'm pretty sure they wish you'd also stop driving by late at night, shooting pistols in the air, walking down the alley talking about you're going to burn their fucking tent down. I'm sure they would appreciate that too. But nobody wants to talk about that, right? I'm thankful that I could talk about that because I witnessed that shit. I witnessed gentrified people who live in apartments right across from, like, directly across from this one particular spot come by and had the audacity to not only look like smokers, but had the audacity to talk about this is how they want to live. Why do they have to be here? Blah, blah, blah. Well, you know why they have to be here? Because it's in your backyard now. Fucking deal with it. You keep moving them from here to here, and now they're closer to your apartment. You keep taking away the porta potties. Where are they supposed to go? Everything's shut off to them. You don't want to feed them. Okay, so they're digging in trash cans, eating food out the back of your building. But this is your fault. You see what I'm saying? It's their fault, but they don't want to see it because, oh, we done came and brought money to this little area that was all hood. Now it's our neighborhood now. Now we don't want them here. Fuck off. Too bad they're here. I'm kind of proud of them. Keep doing what you're doing. Fuck it. They're lying about this goddamn money anyway. You might as well keep doing what you're doing because they don't give no fucks. You can't find no sleeping bag, no food, no water, no restroom. It's like they want them to die off.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what they want.
No, it's genocide. It's a form of genocide. And based on what you're saying, sister, it sounds like to me, as you call him, Brother Che, Mayor Hancoon, and hopefully you'll replace that son of a bitch. And they need to audit every goddamn dime of that money. They need to audit every fucking dime of that money that they're supposed to allocate for them, and then have the fucking feds go in there and arrest them sons of bitches. You see what I mean? They're so quick to do it to us. They say, go get these motherfuckers. And another thing, and that there goes to prove that we must turn our backs on coons, the Uncle Tim Scotts, the Mayor Han coons, the Yassa bosses who immolate Uncle Tom Bradley of Los Angeles. May he rest in peace. He didn't do shit for black people in the city of Los Angeles.
You know what the terrible thing is? You know, I'm not even going to apologize for being so passionate about this. But the terrible thing is, in exactly 7 days, I believe, don't quote me on it, the second movie to the first documentary is coming out. Message to the Mayor, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second part of it, and they're hyping it up already. But have the homeless people even knew about the first one? No, sir. I've asked. I have hundreds of fucking friends out there. I've asked. Nobody even knows that the first one came out, let alone that they've been doing all this filming and shooting and all this interviewing and shit for the second one. So when I go out there to deal with, you know, get away from my own life or do whatever the fuck I feel like doing, I'm out there and I'm telling them about it. And they can't believe it. They can't believe it and they don't know who to talk to. And I'm like, well, you can't go to the Purple Building no more because the Purple Building ain't there. Where does anybody get a tent from? What are they doing with all the donations? Because there's still good do-gooders out there that come around and still want to donate tents. You know, for a fact, Brother Che, you know what I mean? About the people who always want to donate shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But where are they dropping that off to? Nobody knows. It's a fucking mystery.
That's why you need them to be audited.
Baby, wake up. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
go ahead,
up,
man.
babe. Stop telling me to wake up.
You look like you're sleeping.
There's only one resolution and solution to that problem going on in Denver, and that's vote General Parrish for mayor. And that's it. That's
Precisely.
2023.
Yes, sir.
right. And vote Cool Evans for city council at large.
Yeah.
Okay.
If Washington, vote, what's the name of the other brother?
Jerry Burton.
Name name of him?
Jerry Burton.
Jerry Burton. Vote for us. The people who give a fuck. Not the motherfuckers that are trying to monopolize and strategize
Right.
how to keep us fucking down and out all the fucking time. Where they using us as pawns while they living like the kings and the queens and the bishops and the Pharisees. You know what I'm saying? They got us
Yes, sir.
all in the hot sauce, man, and we can't figure out which way is which and how to make motherfucking get out the ditch. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, if you're interested in the revolution, call 719-924-0481. And if you're interested in doing something for your community, call us. Leave us a comment. Because we're active in the community. I'm a revolutionary political prisoner myself, and I'm doing what I can, and I know that you can also. You know what I mean? Sometimes all you gotta do is just be present, and something will happen where you'll find your skill, or you'll be able to hone in on what it is that you can do to help the revolution. Because it's all about revolution and change, brothers and sisters, and that's what it's about.
What's
What is revolution? What is revolution? A complete change is what it is. That's what revolution is. Now, I'm not talking about, these individuals. Okay, getting on the vaccine. Okay, very glad you brought that up, Brother Jay. In my work, I was talking to a couple of individuals today who refused to take the vaccine. It's nanotechnology. Also, too, it was rumored, or that I heard, that there was individuals who had taken the vaccine and had died. And then they were talking about the first shot and the second shot. Now, let's do some math here. Okay, raggedy ass Bill Gates, Microsoft, microscope, microchip, microvirus, okay, has got this other strand coming. Okay, what is it? The deviant strand, or whatever motherfucking shit is, which is the next phase of extermination. And then, as we do know, you're going to have another strand after that, and another one after that. Okay, so our scholars in the medical profession and medical research, who have a sense of Afrocentricity, they should be working overtime to countermand this shit and to protect our people from this bullshit on both sides of the fence, and particularly our babies. Okay? And whatever you do, Black family, I know everybody loves Facebook and all that old type of shit, but please, please do not put the children up on these photographs.
Right,
Okay?
it's dangerous.
Okay, please. It's because you got motherfuckers out here at that raggedy ass institution called Hollywood preying on these babies. Plus, they trying to push this vaccine shit on us. And I'm already seeing, from various sources that I'm getting information from, well, why is the Black community so hesitant to take the vaccine? Look at a place called Tuskegee, motherfucker, and that there will explain everything.
Hey, talk about that flyer, baby.
They sending the newsletters now. Getting the COVID-19 vaccine was easier than I thought.
Oh,
lady
man.
And here's some information on where to go to get your vaccine.
I see
Right,
that.
and oh, wow. So how many of these kumbaya ass Negroes that got up there who are puppets on a string that's endorsing this bullshit?
Well, they already hit me with the text message
Too many.
and the phone calls, and now the flyer. So it's just like a matter of a week before somebody knocked on the door.
Yeah, remember the ambassadors. The ambassadors are coming. The COVID ambassadors are coming.
Hey,
Okay.
you know what I found was very appropriately funny? Yes. Go ahead, Ramel.
Okay, I got a question, brothers and sisters. Now, you know that I ended up taking a punk ass shot because they fucking tricked me over here because I'm a political fucking prisoner. And now I got the nanotechnology bullshit all up in me right now, right?
Right.
And I'm just saying, support your political prisoners. I got a political prisoner right here, that just wanted to say a couple things real quick. His name is Yakub, and I just wanted him to speak his piece real quick, if you don't mind, Black, just about the shot and mistreatment of political prisoners. Hold up.
Go for it.
Go ahead, Jaku.
Hey, how y'all doing this evening?
Good evening, brother.
All right. Hey, so, all I wanted to say is just a little bit about myself. So I've been dealing with this system here for going over 20 years now. And, I just got here. So they, I was out and they basically, they got a situation where they put you on paper like parole, but they, try to just hold on to you for your whole life, and it's a lot of political stuff involved in it, but either way, I'm in the same year with Brother Ramil. I haven't had this shot, and I refused it, but I know that they got a lot of people here that they like tricked them into taking it. Yeah, like said they was gonna hold them forever or something like that until they took it. And
that's extortion.
That's extortion. Like, what is that? Like,
that's extortion. That's entrapment. That's a violation of your civil liberties.
Like kidnapping.
Basically, the bottom line is, when you come in a place like this, for one, it's an institution, so nothing that they do is factual anyway. Like, they're studying as they, are administrating and doing all this type of stuff. Everything's based on theory, psychology, the study of this, the study of that.
So they're experimenting with your mental health.
Experimentation.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's experiment. It's experimentation, and this is the same type of shit.
As far as Black folks go, we've been studying people they used to study shit for the longest, and even though I don't have no of anything, as far as me being used as to study, like a guinea pig or anything like that, it's definitely not something that could be, what's the word, written off or just, assume that it ain't happening. I was just talking to my brother earlier how they try to pin us against each other in here, and I believe that they put me in his room because they thought that it was going to cause us to have a distinction or discord between each other, but it actually, in the end, it's going to be something that's going to backfire and blow up in their faces.
Yeah.
Because they do stuff like that. And I'm breaking it down to them like this. If you get done by one of them, all of them take part and share in the, one person ain't gonna say, well, I'm sorry that they did you that way, I'm gonna look out for you, and no, they all stick together, it's like an unwritten code,
yes.
Yeah, and I was telling them how we got to do the same type of thing to a degree, because within one, they'll try to pin us against each other, but they ain't never, going to do that. And psychology in and of itself was based on, it was established on racism and a lot of satanic principles that just support eugenics and all these white supremacist ideas is what it was originally used for, and now it's gotten to a point to where they just kind of piggyback on whatever they can, like whatever's the newest technology, whatever's the newest scientific idea that they need to force on people. They get some doctor who's got some kind of fake credentials, and say, they had this person sit up and tell their slide of something like it's official. And this whole study that they've established is just built on years and years of bullshit, that they've just been able to sell to the mass public and society at large, and we just, have been tricked into taking this shit.
Yep. You're right, brother. We need a code. We need to.
Right. They're saying is we need to get on the Blacc code again. And you're breaking up, babe.
God damn it.
You're still on.
The main thing I'm trying to do is just, spread positivity, continue being a light out here for my people as much as I possibly can before, these people, every time they see the positivity shining, this is about the 5th or 6th time that they've come and got me and put me in this place, and it's never justified. Like, once they pin you down like you ain't got no scruples, then it's like, they can just say whatever they want and show it against the doctor, The doctor, he just got a whole bunch of fake credentials that, he got from, like I said, years and years of him selling.
Yeah. It's definitely a power dynamic. We need a code, and we do have a code. It's called the Blacc Code.
Yeah.
And it goes as follows. We do not steal from one another. We do not kill one another. We do not sell or offer drugs to one another. We do combine our dollars and buy collectively as a group. We protect our own, women and children first. We educate our own at every chance. We do not fight one another. Brothers protect and build up one another. Sisters protect and build up one another. Brothers protect and build up sisters. Sisters protect and build up brothers. We look for every opportunity to start our own business, servicing the Black community. So that is the Blacc Code, and what the brother was describing is, yes, we need to get on code. Yes, they're already on code.
Yeah, I approve of that message.
The white supremacists are already on code. These institutions are already on code. We, Black family, need to get on code. And
absolutely. Absolutely, indeed. And in addition to, is that when you decipher our people's history here in the United States, get with the elders, and try to get the information of those that had lived through it. Is because, as you so eloquently have pointed out, Brother Che, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson's work, the ISIS Papers. Yeah, because they got us endorsing this bullshit, this degradation, NGR this, BI that. Hey, man, I ain't nobody's nigga. Okay? Okay, it's because there was a term of degradation. Now they got all the rappers believing that this was a term of endurement, which is bullshit. Okay? Because they want us complacent, and then we must get rid of these kumbaya, ass-scratching Negroes that you sit right here with this skinning and grinning bullshit right here. Right there. This motherfucker right here. Van Jones. Motherfucker sitting up here crying because he got hit with some truth talking about he was born in 1968. Motherfucker, I lived through 1968. You see? And this is why I appreciated Brother Romero on a previous podcast who brought the elder in. And the elder has shedded a lot of light, you know what I'm saying? Took notes. And our show Tuesday night is Justice once again. And then also too, brother Che, the following show after is going to be entitled Ancestors Day, and we're gonna crumb bomb on this Juneteenth shit, and definitely want to give a shout out there to brother Aziz of
Yes.
getting
Yes.
better. You know what I'm saying? I see he's looking good. I saw him doing some calisthenics and whatnot, and saw a
And he
brother
did
with
the
his
pink
very
booty counterclothes last night.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah.
what I'm talking about. Yeah, so most definitely we'll
You
give a
know you're
shout out
right.
there to that brother. You see what I mean? We do
Yeah.
understand that he was in a lot of pain, and he did ask us, to ease up off of him because the brother was recuperating, and pain. Oh boy, the older it gets, the worse it get. And
Yeah.
then keep in mind, though, too, black family, for all you motherfuckers on the public who listen to me, that crumb bomb on me. Okay, see, I'm on my way out. And I'll be damned if I'm going to go before my ancestors not holding my head held high, not knowing that I did not lay it down to the next generations as I live through it. So, all my haters out there, fuck you. Keep hating. I enjoy your hatred because that tells me that we're doing something positive and right. But, however, though, haters, guess what? I forgive you ahead of your hatred because I know it's what Dr. Marimba I need described as the Ma'afa, a horror so bad that it is beyond description. And these stupid kumbaya ass motherfuckers up here celebrating the fourth of their lives. Talking about, oh, I'm an American. No, your black ass is property. Signed by Executive Order 13038 by Bill Clinton. Am I correct on that there, Brother Che?
Yep, you are correct.
Yeah, it's
Okay, thank
definitely
you,
not a
sir.
happy experience going on around, certain areas. It's definitely,
Yes, ma'am.
it's definitely very solemn is the vibe, you know what I mean?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then with this
Hold
dumb
on, hold on,
shit
hold on,
talk.
hold on.
Yes, sir.
So we got two more topics to get to.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
the Delta variant of COVID. So this Delta variant is taking over. They said here in Colorado, it's making up of half of the cases, more than half of the cases, COVID out
Mm-hmm.
here. So these variants uh, are taking over. So even if you have the vaccine, there's no guarantee it's going to protect you from the COVID variants. This
Exactly.
virus
It's the
keeps
nano.
mutating.
Yes, sir. And it's the nanotechnology, as Brother Ramel was saying. And then keep in mind, like I've stated before, you got Microsoft, microscope, microvirus, microchip.
Yeah.
2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 must equal 8, not 7, not 9. And please,
Right.
black family, don't let these motherfuckers keep pissing on our heads, telling us it's rain. Please, black family, don't let these motherfuckers keep shitting on us, telling us it's snow.
Right.
Right.
It stinks.
Fall for the banana in the
Yeah.
tailpipe. Don't fall for the banana in
Thank
the
you.
tailpipe.
Don't
Yeah.
fall for
Yes,
it.
sir.
It'll fall for
Exactly.
monkey though.
And I like this commercial right here, if I must interject, of the young black woman to go see about her daddy.
Mhm.
I like that commercial because she's going to see about her daddy, strong black male figure in the household. He'll say, and we need more of that. He'll say, we need to more emphasize more of that instead of this bullshit you got coming out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And as I said in my standard reply and my standard statement to Hollywood, to all your major motion picture executives, to the Screen Actors Guild, and to the city of Los Angeles, to Paramount Pictures, to Universal Pictures, to Warner Brothers, the Big Three, Miramax, Touchstone, Tyler Perry Studios, fuck you.
Right. And I
Say,
approve that message.
Yeah, I
thank you,
approve that.
sir.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. With capital letters.
Oh, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And then still, all you Biden supporters were still waiting for all you individuals to give
Still
us a
waiting.
call,
We're
hit
still
the
waiting on you.
hashtag. And we understand that you're disappointed. We understand that you've been lied to. We understand it that
I mean,
you
they
got
did pull the wool over
bullshitted.
our eyes.
Yeah, we understand that. It's okay. Come get with us.
We
Cause
tried
we
to tell you
always
for over a year he was not gonna do shit for us.
Campaign Unity Party
Yeah.
from
yes,
Colorado
sir.
State. You already know. From Colorado to
Yes,
the
sir.
State, putting it down in the hotel. You know what I mean? Shoot. Yeah. It's all about the universe, man.
I mean, now that this atrocity has happened to all of us, now we
And
need
look
to
at
do
this
better. You
bullshit
know what I
right
mean?
here, if I may
We
interject.
need to do better.
Got our people sitting up here wearing American flags. Look at this shit. Nice looking sister right here with this blonde shit on. Very well built. Red, white, and blue. Now y'all understand what Black Friday was about. When they had our women up there on the auction block being sold to these crackers as breeders.
Yeah.
Say, so this is we understand brain dead Negroes. This is why we have the hashtag
Who's that, Nicole?
resurrection of. I don't know who it is. Only thing I know, this is what Hollywood does to our women right here.
Degradation, my brother.
Yes, sir. You see, and fuck Hollywood.
Based in Dazu. Showing
Yes, sir.
You know what they want to do? Because I was watching the Peace Awards the other day.
Yeah.
And the first thing the motherfuckers did, listen, it was supposed to be the black woman this and black woman that, right? And the first thing they did was put a black woman that looked like a man on there talking about how she was LGBTQ.
Nah, be damn. See?
Yeah,
See what I'm
all they
saying?
get real is Toby. God, I can't say his last name right now.
She was straight out of Hollywood. She was a movie director and all that bullshit. And they trying to lead the black woman to hate the black man and want a white man.
Absolutely.
That's what the fuck is going on. You know?
Oh, absolutely. And look at this kumbaya, skinning and grinning Negro with his sambo ramble ass shit coming from the hometown. And yes, Los Angeles, that was him in Los Angeles. That's Las Vegas now. And fuck the city of Los Angeles. I grew up in a raggedy motherfucker. And I lost so much damn money in this damn place right here, I felt like I built the motherfucker. It's only 287 miles away from it. And as I stated before on a previous podcast, Black family, if you are going to Las Vegas from California, do not stop in Prim, Nevada. Do not spend that one fucking dime there.
At all.
That's right. Boycott the bullshit. Boycott the bullshit.
Yes, sir. And keep in mind, Brother Ramel, I don't know if you saw my live feed on that there a few months ago, man, but that there's where our little princess, Sharice Iverson, was murdered, who was 7 years old. She was violated and murdered by two white men in a bathroom, and one of the white guys had stood out in front of the bathroom as this violation was going on, stating that the bathroom was closed. And they think we're supposed to sit up here and forget.
No.
Yeah, thinking that we're supposed to sit there and forgive this bullshit. We can't do that, Black family.
No.
We can't do that.
I'll never forget. But the one thing I'm gonna tell you that's gonna go out the window and out the door, and that I am gonna forget is my mercy. Because fuck that, we need to strike these motherfuckers with a vengeance. We need to go out there, start campaigning, start taking out, and start running this show. We can win this shit, brothers and sisters. You just gotta get politically inclined and start using your mind. Free your mind from the bullshit and boycott the bullshit.
Free your mind and your ass to follow.
Oh, yes, sir, indeed. And then also, too, and do let me say this right here. I want this known, as we all do know, that Deontay Wilder will be fighting in Las Vegas July the 24th against Tyson Fury. And I'm saying, Deontay, kill that motherfucker in the ring. Remember the words of your predecessor. Ain't no Viet Cong called me a nigga. Ain't no Viet Cong bombed our church and raped our women and killed our babies. The white man is your enemy. Smash that sack of shit, Tyson Fury. He's garbage. Yeah. And then also, too, to the Nevada State Athletic Commissioner, to your sorry ass, your office is right there in that raggedy ass city right there. Fuck Tyson Fury.
All right, Black family, we're at an hour,
Yep.
and we
Right now.
got one more topic.
I just
Okay.
want
Yes, sir.
I want to say one more thing
Ramel
before
wants
we jump to the new topic. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the white man is our only enemy. That's all I want to say, brothers and sisters. Go ahead, Paris. Go ahead, General.
All right, so the last topic for tonight is the racial slurs that were put on cars. So last week in Washington Park and other surrounding neighborhoods of Denver, a whole bunch of Nazi swastikas were spray painted onto people's cars, and I guess they put a bunch of niggers on people's cars and other racial slurs. So this is white supremacy letting this presence be known
Right.
overtly in the so-called progressive democratic state and city of which Denver and Colorado portrayed to be. And I just want y'all to be aware of what's happening at all times. Keep your head on the swivel.
Yes, sir.
Watch your six at all times, and limit your interactions with these people. Period.
Absolutely.
Deal with them on a case to case basis and on a business basis. And besides that, don't have no dealings with them.
Exactly.
They don't mean you any good. They mean you harm. Their history has shown that throughout. So I don't know why you think these are your friends. They're not your friends. And we're all that we got, Black family. Period.
Yes, sir. When that's resurrection of the mental dead right there.
Just ice is a cold reality. Just ice is a cold reality. Just us, we all we got. No
That's
justice.
it.
Fuck the police. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we need to fight fire with fire, snake versus snake, and iron versus iron, man. You know, we gotta meet them on every level, on every plateau, on every plane, brothers. Psychologically, however, they bring propaganda, we bring the truth, and that's what's up.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
All
And
right,
this is
so
where.
Well,
Yes, sir.
before you end that, just to stay on topic, I think I saw something that was posted today about a march that was happening, and I'm trying to pull it up so I can
in
show it to you.
Philadelphia,
Yeah, Philadelphia, and that was like the Klan right there, right?
it was the Klan. It
Yeah.
wasn't like the Klan. It was the
It was the
Klan.
Klan, right?
The modern day Klan.
And I believe it was Tariq, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, posted that, and that right there was a live march. Just what, yesterday?
Yep. Last night.
Right. So we're not just worried about racial slurs. You got to really worry about the Klan mobbing down the street in Confederate wear, right? They were fully masked. They were like masked up, right, Jesse?
They had hoods on. They
White
had
hoods.
Klan's hoods on.
And they were fully dressed in full formation, mobbing.
Holding American flags.
Oh, yeah.
Motherfuckers got black
Clearly.
badges. At least you can see them motherfuckers coming. I'm more concerned with the motherfuckers with the badges and the motherfucking pistols on their motherfucking holsters. That's the new Klan.
That's the same ones.
I see them coming.
That's the same ones, Ramel. They just took off the hoods and put on business suits and put on police uniforms.
I'd rather see them in their Klan uniform than trying to act like they protecting me and shit.
When you see the police, you see the Klan.
I know.
Well,
I see them in white
as
shit in the motherfucking police uniform.
well as we all know, they started off as the slave patrollers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they started off as the slave patrollers. Look at your Fugitive Slave Act. That's how they can cross state lines to take you back to the plantation. And then just like you and I, Brother Ramel, and the other brother that we was talking about in regard to Denmark Vesey, who was plotting a revolt. Mr. Vesey was captured. He was brutalized. And from what I understand, that he was dismembered and the slave owners or those had consumed his remains and an ass scratching, chicken pecking ass house Negro that sold him down the river thought Massa was gonna free him, and they killed his stupid ass too.
Good.
There is no
See,
white savior.
yeah, see, we are all
Hell
we
no.
got, and we got to turn our back on these coons
Yeah.
and let the coons perish. I mean, we have no choice, black family, because our very, very
Uh,
survival is at risk right here.
Right.
And I'm not talking
Oh,
about what I think. I'm not talking
did
about
you
what
say?
I guess. I'm talking about what I know.
Man,
right
what'd you say?
on. Right on.
I think we lost Ramel for a second.
All right, try calling them back.
Hey, babe, where did you see that at? Cause I saw it too.
It's on my page, babe. Just go to my page.
Okay. All right, let me pull him up. Call him again. There's Ramel. All right,
All right, so we got to get to the close, so we're over at an hour now.
go for
Yes,
it.
sir.
We're at closing statements. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Jesse.
Last closing statement is on me.
No, not yet. Jesse.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Ramel.
Yeah, go ahead, Ramel.
Okay, peace. This is Ramel, understanding the angels of peace from the east, understanding, understood in the neighborhood near you, bringing the hope without the dope. Push the frontline campaign, salute to the fallen soldiers and my ancestors and my predecessors and those who are coming after. I just want to say this. I'd rather see a motherfucker in a Klan suit than a motherfucker in a police suit, because I know this motherfucker's my enemy. I'd rather see my enemy coming than my enemy trying to smile in my face and shake my hand. Hey, yeah, I'm a counselor. I'm the policeman. I'm here to help you. You know what I'm saying? When he the motherfucking Klansman. That's why
Right.
I have no respect for Biden. Fuck Biden. He's a Klansman. I got more
Right.
respect for Trump. You know why? Because Trump, this motherfucker come out and tell me he don't like me. I respect a man that hates me out in the open than a man that hates me in his heart. And I just want to say that food for thought. You know what I mean? I could work with that. You see what I'm saying? Because at least I know where the enemy's coming from. You know what I mean? I could see him coming, but the other enemy, I can't understand what angle he's hitting me in, because he's coming camouflage, and that's all I'm saying, brothers and sisters. Just because you see a policeman or some kind of a magistrate or some shit, them motherfuckers ain't trying to help you. You know what I mean? Them motherfuckers ain't trying to help you. They ain't down for your cause. People who are down with the causes, General Paris, General Shabaka, and Madam Butterfly here on the Frontline Black News. Holler at us and support us. That's all I got to say. Frontline salute.
Yep.
Frontline.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
And
Shabaki,
I
you're
just,
closing.
yes, sir. I think, oh boy, Brother Ramel has said it, is because in that city that I grew up in called Los Angeles, there's an old saying: never apologize for how you honestly feel. And just like he said in regard to Trump, I have more respect for Trump than I do Biden, because at least Trump is honest about how he honestly feels. And that there tells me, now motherfucker, I know how I have to deal with you. But these wolves in sheep's clothing, these kumbaya ass, sorry ass Negroes you see skinning and grinning up there, they worse. They worse than the Klansmen. They worse than the white racists who hate you, who will call you a nigga to your face. I'd much rather deal with that than this motherfucker skinning and grinning up to me, and Uncle Coon Scott, Cop Mala Harris, fuck Biden and all those who voted for him. You know what I'm saying? And then not to mention the fact, at least Trump is honest about how he
Right.
honestly feels. And I respect that.
Yeah, actually.
Because now I know how to deal with your ass.
Yes.
I know. You see what I'm saying?
And that's it. And that's my closing comment. Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
so
Yes,
here's-
ma'am.
This is what I wanted. This is what I was trying to pull up, and thankfully, to show me. But look, check this out. That right there is what we have to look forward to now. And if we haven't been worried, I suggest we start getting worried. You know what I mean? I agree with what you two gentlemen have said full heartedly. Man, I've always been like fuck the police, especially because I come from LA, where I've seen some shit, and even being here in the state of Colorado, where they'll gladly manhandle me and say, "This is not LA, Brandy." Okay, I've been experiencing fucking the atrocities of the police ever since I was like fucking 11 years old, 7 if you really want to be technical. So I know already. I would rather you actively just say you didn't like me, fucking to my face, pick up the fucking phone. I can deal with it. You know what I mean? But to not is fucking bitch made in itself, and I can't get behind it. Can't co-sign. Can't sign off on it. And I'll think you're a mark if you can't even fucking pull out the balls, pick up the motherfucking phone, and talk to me directly, or look me in my face and tell me why you don't like me, and at least let me have a moment or a choice to say, well, you know what, I can dig it, and I don't like your punk ass either. Okay, but then it seems like be like everybody want to hide behind some shit and be real cowardly or cyber bullyish, and I ain't with that either. So, but this right here, I mean, I have my own fears. I have my own fears about white people that are clear, really clear. If you really knew me or seen it, it's real. It's a reality. I have my fears about the police, and especially after having a lot of nightmares in regards to the police. PTSD is a real fucking situation. But this right here, this little march right here in 2021 is fucking still scary. No matter what day and age we're in, it is 2021. And that shit should not be happening. And we shouldn't even allow that to happen. Where you can have like 9, 12 rows of fucking 4 deep fucking white covered up motherfuckers walking around in fucking khakis and a motherfucking polo shirt with some white hoods on their face, clearly showing white arms and shit, talking about, you know, whatever the fuck they're talking about. I'm not even hearing it. I'm just watching it. As a visual to me, it is already threatening, menacing, and designed to not only distract us, but to cause fear and to make us hide from them. And in fact, we shouldn't hide from them. We should run them out or do something else with them, because this shouldn't be where they get to burn shit on the yards. They get to write on fucking houses. They get to tag up whatever the fuck they want. They could hang nooses in our fucking cities and fuck up little celebrations. Even if we're not celebrating, other black people are celebrating them. So, you know, they could fuck up shit like Juneteenth. They could fuck up shit like that over here in Aurora. Juneteenth in Aurora got fucking shot up right afterwards. Okay? And a white man was clearly displayed on camera hanging a motherfucking noose in my parents' area. And that shit really drives me fucking crazy as it is. But let alone get to walk around not only terrorizing black people, but get to fucking write graffiti, slurs on their property, cars, houses, children, fucking whatever. Because they think they can get away with it. And we can't allow that to happen. We can't allow that to happen. Okay? That's all I got to say about that. And we know what to do with them. And calling the police is the wrong motherfucking idea, because they're on their side. They take their money. They're paid by them. They're paid by anything of supremacy. There'd be the Aryan Brotherhood or any motherfucking Peckerwood who ain't got a motherfucking money. So let's keep it 100. So they can't be trusted either. So we need to figure out how we can protect ourselves. and do it with a motherfucking quickness, because if not, pretty soon we're all going to be a dying breed. That's all I got to say.
All right. Well, that was. I agree with everything that's been said. The police are the enforcement arm of racism and white supremacy. They enforce
Right.
racism and white supremacy. That's what their duty is. So for them to do anything other than that would be go against their morals, their standards, and their culture. Their culture is as such. They were the slave catchers. They are the modern day slave catchers. Nothing has
Yes, sir.
changed after a year. The policemen are not your friend. They're here to protect and serve the interests of the rich and wealthy and whites. That is what their function is. That has always been their function since their inception. So nothing that they do surprises me anymore. Um, I'm literally not surprised anymore. I don't know if I'm desensitized to what's happening, but it doesn't surprise me anymore. What
Right.
surprises me is that our people still refuse to wake up, get on code, adopt a code, because white supremacy is on code. Black family, we need to be
Oh,
on
yeah, it
code as
is.
well.
Oh, yeah, it
And
is.
and they have weaponized these tokenized groups, these
Yep.
tethers, if you will, against us, this anti-black hatred. So these non-black groups are also on code with white supremacy. This is why I state, and John Hendrick Clark stated as well, we have no friends, we have no allies, we have interests, and our interest is $100 trillion for past, present, and future atrocities that continue to be brought against our people. Reparations is due now, not later,
Indeed.
not 10 years from now, not 20 years from now, not 50 years from now, right now in 2021. So thank you all for tuning in to episode 17, part 2 of the Frontline Black News. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Frontline Black News. We're streaming now on Facebook and YouTube. So make sure that you tune in to us on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Frontline Black News, as well as like the Frontline Black News Facebook page. And in addition, like Shabaka's Black Experience Enhance the Facebook page. And we're all going to be streaming on YouTube from Frontline Black News. So be tuned. Make sure you tune into that as well. And we're also working on the website. The website should be up in the next week or so, and
Tomorrow.
that's Frontline Black News or Frontline Campaign,
It's the official
Frontline
frontline
Campaign,
campaign.
official Frontline Campaign. Thank you, babe.
It should be up
If
tomorrow.
it should be up tomorrow, so
And we
Good,
ask
make sure
good,
questions.
y'all,
good.
yeah. So make sure y'all tune into that as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tap
sir.
into that. So that's
And Tuesday nights with Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. That's calling.
yeah, yeah.
So
Calling
for you
show
buying supporters,
uh,
tap that
Shabaka.
line.
Tell them number 516.
Endorse
418-5996 is our call-in number. Our next episode, which will be 6 p.m. Pacific time this Tuesday, as in day after tomorrow, 7 p.m. in the Mountain Time Zone, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. in the East. The phone number to call in is 516 418-5996, and we are definitely will love to hear from you Biden supporters. And our narrative is, once again, we deal with the black experience from the beginning of time to 10 minutes ago. So your ass scratchers and your kumbaya ass Negroes, you can call in, but come correct, is because if you don't, you'll be shown the door so fucking fast. Is because we will not be putting up with none of that bull bullshit. So, Uncle Tim Scott, you can call in Van Jones with your sorry ass. You can call in Victor Blackwell. You can call in all you motherfuckers over there at
Mark
Cartoon
Lemoyne's
News
Hale,
Network.
you can call in.
Yeah, you can call in as well too. Come
Coonery is
correct.
welcome. It need not apply.
Exactly. Oh no,
Got
we
that
welcome them
line.
all. Just be respectful. And then if any of you good old boys decide to call in, state how you honestly feel, but be respectful, or otherwise you'll be properly shown the fucking door. Period.
Period.
Support your political prisoners. 719
Indeed.
0481 719-924-0481. Ramel understanding the general.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Absolutely, General, by all means. Okay. I'm out, you
All right, yo.
guys.
I'm out too. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back next week with a new episode 18 of the Frontline Black News.
Peace.
Peace.
Always.
Uh,
Peace, love, and Black empowerment.
Always. Mm-hmm.